first, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Conway.
So Iron Lady Fightwear sponsoring this bout, a light heavyweight competition, and our first fighter making his way to the cage and into the blue corner. They call him the hero for hire, representing Exile MMA, Brad Conway.
We've seen Brad a few times. This is a guy that'll take a fight at heavy and light heavy, if I'm right, isn't it? This is a...
Yeah, anything from middle up to heavyweight. I mean, he's ideally suited to that kind of middleweight level. I would think he walks around about sort of 88 kilos. He's been around a long time. He's had some tough fights, and he's always game. I think he suffers from being in a position where quite often he takes last-minute fights against bigger guys, you know, so therefore his record isn't representative of his skills. But he turns up, he always looks like he can finish his fight, and he's always here to put on a show. So he's got a tough call this evening against the light heavyweight, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And his opponent, hiding out of the red corner, please welcome Shaun Hampton.
Shaun Hampton in the red corner, fighting out of Team Chong. You know, this guy's 4-2. He's got big power. We've seen him at FCC, I believe, before. And again, he's got a very well-rounded, but his wrestling, especially his shot, is very, very good. Big, strong lad, very athletic, and he's got some cardio as well. So, you know, he's happy to take it to the trenches. This is going to be interesting. Yeah,
he's got some good wins as well. He's beaten James Walker. Beaten Luke the Animal Taylor, who is a monster of a guy, and one of his losses, he's obviously been one of the guys who's fallen foul to the Andy Clamp freight train of pain. You know, Andy Clamp raced through the amateur divisions. He defeated everybody in front of him, and Shaun Hampton was, I think it was probably Shaun Hampton's last fight. You know, took on Andy Clamp before Andy turned pro, and that's where he picked up one of his losses. Andy Clamp beats people, so you know you can't take anything away from Shaun because of that. You know, Andy Clamp's a phenom in light heavyweight. So
again, if I'm guessing game plan for this one, I think he's going to look to take Conway down, work with Conway on his back. Why take the chance? Conway's he's got size and he's got power, and those small gloves on the chin, you know, it don't matter who you are.
Yeah, I mean, Conway's biggest chance is if he can keep this standing, if he can throw some leather. He's got some boxing experience. He's a bit of an MMA gatekeeper, actually. He's the kind of guy that you've got to make sure that you get past in order to be able to sort of move on to the next levels. He's always game, and I believe he's just come back from Germany. He's been training in Germany, in Essen. So, you know, he's got some skills. I think he's probably got a challenge ahead of him, certainly weight and size advantage, but I think on a good day he can come here, he can throw some leather, he can secure a win if he's you know, on point.
And if he can drag Hampton into an ugly sort of let's just swing and see kind of fight, you know, keep it ugly, keep it a dog fight, he's got every chance. So again, game plan and whether or not you can impose your will, and this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Conway doesn't get stopped by punches very often. I think, you know, maybe once or twice in the whole of his career. So he can go toe-to-toe. I'd be amazed if Hampton's coming out to do that. So I think Hampton's probably coming out to go, you know, get this guy to the ground, some ground and pound, look for a submission from that, right? But, you know, maybe he thinks, hey, I'm going to prove how good I am. I'm going to stand up with a guy. So.
Maybe he had a chat with Junior Morgan.
Yeah, maybe. A big size difference here.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, your next bout of the evening to be fought over three 3-minute rounds and an amateur mixed martial arts rules in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, hiding out of the blue corner, he enters the cage with a mixed martial arts record of 2 victories and 2 defeats. An independent fighter, Brad Conway. his opponent standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. Enters with a mixed martial arts record of 4 victories and 2 defeats. Representing Team Chongi, Shaun Hampton. Our referee in charge of action, Mr. Mark Adams.
So I think the first few seconds of this fight are going to be the key seconds. You see which Brad Conway's here, whether he's got that aggression, whether he's throwing those shots. I think within the first 20-30 seconds we'll know how this fight's going. He hates leg kicks.
And then straight in for the takedown.
Yeah. And I think this has got danger written all over it for Conway, but he's trying to secure the position, he's trying to recover from where he is. He's in half guard. Hampton dropping in some big hammer fists.
Stuff him against the cage and then working the body as well.
Certainly Conway just putting in a couple of rabbit punches over the arm. Hampton not really doing much from here. He's dropping a couple of hammer fists, but needs to be posturing up. He can secure that arm with his knee, but he's giving that up. I think he's got an opportunity here to throw some leather. He's not really found the position to do it from yet.
Conway's trying real hard to control those wrists.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit earlier, and I think part of the game plan is if it goes to the ground was to try and kind of hold on, control Shaun, make sure he didn't take too much damage, and look to hopefully get the stand up. The referees haven't been standing people up tonight, so that could be quite a bit of an ask.
Yeah, in the side.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the just to push him down again. Now side control.
Conway walking his legs up the cage. It's a good position to be in. It gives you an extra, few inches on your boost to get out of side control.
And it could use the cage to help force those hips up and over as well.
Yeah, just gives you a bigger angle, a little bit of extra boost.
Oh, looking for the key lock. Is that a key lock or an Americana?
Yeah, so that was an Americana, and it was deep. Possibly some damage there. Conway looks okay, but I think there's a bit of a swelling under an eye, actually. Did he get caught with something?
Some of those short hammer fists had a bit of, although they were short, they had a bit of bump in them. As soon as he secured that arm and tightened it up.
No, I think it was just a position I was in. It looked as though he'd got a swelling there, but that was a deep Americana. It was tight. You get those kind of locks that are destroying the shoulder. There's not a lot you can do at the end of the day. Looks as though it might have been a Kimura, but I'm sure it was Americana from where I was.
I got to say, I thought it was a key lock or an Americana, but I suppose the one thing, and I don't know if you have time, what's quickly the difference between those two locks, the key lock and the Americana?
Just a different direction, so the Kimura is pushing the wrists up towards your back, so your hand is lower than your elbow. The other way around, where your elbow's lower than your hand, and you're cranking the elbow up high, then that's the Americana or the key lock. They both hurt, by the way.
Yeah, I've been caught in a couple of those in our tap-out challenges. Mark Woodard, bless his cotton socks, because I know your mates dislocated my elbow with it.
Not He's like that. Nice guy.
Yeah, I've heard stories about him.
I mean, to be honest, as a lot goes, it's one of those that you're not only getting some pain, but there's actually potential for damage.
And it's sudden. That's one of those ones where, unlike the extension of an armbar, which I've experienced numerous times, that one just came on. It was a tight lock and then pain.
And also, I find that some people have more flexibility in the shoulder, especially if you get sort of rotator cuff injury. Once you've had that rotator cuff injury, even when you've recovered from it, you seem to lose some of that flexibility, become very susceptible to those shoulder locks.